What up everyone, it's your boy X-Man87 here, bringing you another G.I. Joe Classified Series video, and what I have for you today is the Target exclusive G.I. Joe Classified Series Special Missions Cobra Island Cobra Viper action figure review. That's a long ass title. Anyway, this review wouldn't be possible without the help from my good friends Robert Rowland and J. Halen 007. Thank you guys so much for the assist. I'll have their IG tags on screen, so please give them a follow. Without further ado, it's time to bring you another 1-2 punch episode of the Uncanny X-Man-y story time of the Cobra Vipers, and then we'll take a look at the figure. The Cobra Vipers' first comic appearance was Marvel Comics G.I. Joe Special Missions issue number 7, and their first figure came out in 1986 as part of their Real American Heroes line. In the era of Marvel Comics, Vipers were the basic infantry soldiers of Cobra. They are subjected to grueling and brutal training to be equal or better than any nation's troops. They accept these harsh conditions willingly because with success and survival, they are securing the position as Viper, which will grant them into Cobra Commander's inner circle. Later in the IDW Comics era, they were written as an entirely different beast, as an elite fighting force that outranked the Cobra Troopers in a way. Their training regimen of what these soldiers go through remains a mystery. Skullbuster takes many candidates into the field with only a few surviving the experience. Big Boa is the trainer of the Vipers at Cobra's secret base. The fighting prowess of the average Viper has yet to be fully gauged. If you want an idea of how elite this squad is, well then, G.I. Joe's Ninja Commando Snake Eyes barely survived his first encounter with just a single Viper soldier. These Vipers can move on to other fighting forces within Cobra, such as Alley Vipers. For specialties and abilities, Vipers are fearsomely motivated and awesomely equipped with body armor, helmets that have integrated communications and night sighting devices, as well as assault rifles / grenade launcher weapons capable of precision, long-range fire, or sustained burst suppressive functions. Their close quarters combat techniques can counterattack those of impeccable skills such as Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. In other media, the Viper's first cartoon appearance was in the G.I. Joe Real American Heroes 80s animated series in the episode titled Arise Serpentor Arise Part 1. And of course, plenty of action figures over the years for army building fun. The Cobra Vipers have appeared in over 70 comic issues. Alright, now taking a look at the Cobra Viper stripped down with no accessories on him, he looks absolutely amazing. We're definitely gonna gear him up towards the accessories section, but like right now I just want to say how awesome this figure is and looks. Out of this classified series, I gotta say this is probably the best G.I. Joe character that they modernized. Like, his appearance alone is heavily IDW Comics inspired, yet pays homage to the classic in some areas. And one thing I really like about this figure is the blue. The blue is just so much nicer than the Cobra Troopers in my opinion. And I've always liked the looks of the Cobra Viper more so than the Cobra Troopers, especially since Cobra Commander is my favorite Cobra character. I like that their helmets just resembled his helmet. So this beautiful silver metallic paint just brings out the rest of these colors. But let's take a close look at this helmet. And this helmet is perfect, man. They nailed it. Oh, it's so crisp. That silver paint is the same they used for Cobra Commander, so I love that they reused it here. It's so good. I love how we get some of the padding right here in red, and you'll see that throughout the figure. And taking a look at the design of the helmet, it's really, really cool. Love the sculpting details we get on top of the helmet and around it, and you get more of those padded kind of ridges here on the back in a gray color. It definitely looks like this helmet has a tight fit because when you lift the neck up, you can see there's just no chin underneath. It's like almost a cyborg, like this is his head. But yeah, that's just kind of odd. I don't know. So there definitely should have been some more space there just to make it look proportionately correct. But I guess they were worried about making the helmet a little too oversized, a little too big, you know? Oh, could you imagine if this visor was chrome like some of the figures were back in the day? Oh, that would have been so nice. But again, this looks so good that I'm more than okay with this. Now taking a look at the upper body, just to note, he is on Duke's upper body and the arms. So they just put a new vest over it, and I'm really loving this tactical vest. And interesting what they did here, since this is Duke's upper body, he has that collar popping out with the shirt underneath. They actually made the vest line up with all of this, so I thought that was pretty neat. You can see he has a red shirt underneath right there, and I really like these red straps painted here in the front. That looks nice. You get a magazine right there, some pouches, whatever the hell that is in the middle. And right here, we get what looks like flash bomb grenades, I guess, or tear gas grenades. One of them. The old school Vipers had the old school looking grenades just painted in red, so they changed it up here. Love that we get this nice painted clean Cobra logo right here on the upper right part of the chest. We also get it right here in the middle. Then we got these pouches around it, so that looks good. More of the red straps going around and over the shoulders. Normally they had the red padded guards here on the side of the vest, but they got rid of that. Now looking at the arms, like I said, they reused Duke's arms here, and I'm surprised there's not a Cobra logo right here. They normally have a Cobra logo or a Skullbuster logo, but they just kept it with these two Cobra logos. Anyway, the Cobra Trooper, that was overloaded with Cobra logos. Like, we get it, bro, you're part of Cobra. Then you get these forearm guards with the red padding here. You get this nice texture here that almost looks like a mesh, so that's nice. You know, the hands are Duke's as well. Taking a look at the rest of the legs, they look great. They got Duke's crotch piece right here, but the rest of the legs are brand new. So as you can see, you got the red guarded padding here on the upper part of the outer thighs, and then you get it here in the inner thighs. And honestly, this pattern doesn't bother me because it was switched up many times over the years. It was always left up to the artist on how they want to do it. Like, for instance, the pouches here, there were some versions that had the pouches, some that didn't. I like the pouches, honestly. It looks good here. The legs have a nice bulk to them. You also get this thigh strap holster right here, so you could put his gun there. And the boots look really, really good. So the Cobra Vipers always had these knee-high boots, and the padding would always be on the knees and the rest would be solid. So I like how it's padded all throughout the middle. I think that looks really good and better in my opinion. Then taking a look at the back of the boots, as you can see, is pretty solid. And looking at the shoe part of the boots, man, this came out so good. I really like the sculpting to this. Now for accessories, he comes with a total of 6 accessories, and looking at the first one out of the 6, he gets this assault rifle right here. And we get an interesting handle right here where it's kind of like curved. You get some padding there. Then you got the handle here where the trigger is. And for the most part, it looks pretty good. And along with the assault rifle, you'll get the magazine that goes with it. So that is really cool. And you could just stick that in the bottom like so, and it clips nicely. And what's interesting about this is that you get a hole right here in the front. So that's never been done before in the G.I. Joe line. And what that tells me is that this is a sign that we're going to get blast effects for G.I. Joes later down the line. And that is interesting. I am excited for that, because they could do all sorts of colors with like red lasers, blue lasers, or just regular firearms. And let me see if I could put a Marvel Legends effect in there. So yeah, you can fit a Marvel Legends effect in there, and it's pretty tight, so definitely heat it up. And here's a Marvel Legends smoke effect. So yeah, if you want to add more spice to this rifle, here you go. And next up, here's his sidearm, looking pretty solid. There is no hole there, so you can't plug in one of the effects. And when you don't have him busting caps into G.I. Joe's asses anymore, you could just put it away and slide it into his holster. And now that we're done covering the weapons, for wearables, he comes with this scarf or bandana, and you could just clip it onto his neck like so, and just put that on. Just like with the collar, they made this scarf just perfectly aligned with the rest of the vest bars. Then you get this really cool looking backpack with a bunch of pouches, and then I like the blue in the middle right there. It makes the sculpt on the Cobra logo pop out, and it's nicely painted. You get more of those bombs and canisters painted in red. You get a rope right there. It's not removable. Then you'll just plug this into the back of the figure, and what I have to do sometimes is kind of slide my thumb up on the vest to align the whole width of the vest onto the back of the figure, and then boom. And lastly, we get a pair of goggles, something the classic Vipers always had. Very rarely did they not have it. And to put it on, just simply slide the goggles on top of the helmet. And there you go, OG style right here. Why do they have goggles when they have visors? I don't know, but it's classic and I'm just happy it's included. I will warn you that this does pop off a lot. It's basically just there for fashion. And now here is our Cobra Viper fully equipped with all the accessories on him. And this just looks badass. I absolutely love the way this looks. There's no peg sticking out the gun, so it doesn't have that feature where it would plug in onto the backpack, but it's okay. I'm fine with that. Now, if you want variety amongst your Vipers, one cool thing you can do, and I've seen some people do it, is that you can remove these forearm bands to get a closer look to the classic look. And I did that, and you just gotta heat up the forearm bands with like a hair dryer or something. This looks awesome, and I think I'm gonna keep most of my Vipers with this look and just have one with the guards. I guess in a way I can make it look like he's ranked like a captain or something. But I've seen some Vipers that only had one guard, so you can do that. You could put one guard on and leave the other sleeveless. Just keep in mind that the flesh tone is painted. It's not like the plastic right here where the neck is, so you might end up with some paint scuffs like I have right here. And also I should note that there's been reports of a running change where he doesn't have the watch or the elbow pad. As you can see, Duke has this elbow pad. However, the twist to this is that it might be a factory error where it's 2 right arms on this figure. This was actually reported from histank.com from people in the forums letting them know about this issue. So nothing's fully confirmed by Hasbro yet, but if you somehow miraculously find them in the wild, keep your eyes peeled. Actually, since this is Duke's neck, you can actually pop this off and let's put Duke's head on this body. Alright, this is freaking awesome. So if you want to do something where Duke is in disguise as a Cobra Viper, this is perfect. Actually, let's turn up the volume here and put a Cobra Trooper helmet on it. Oh, wow, this is pretty cool. You gotta admit, this is pretty cool. I think this is gold right here, and you can have your own troopers. Now, to cover articulation for the Cobra Viper, his head moves that far up and that far down, left, right. It does pivot nicely, and it rocks around. Arms move that far up and down, all around. You got the butterfly joint that moves that far back and that far forward. Not much forward, moves better back than forward. Shoulder swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, bends in more than 90 degrees. Love that. And the wrist swivel and the vertical hinge on this one, regular hinge on that one. Double diaphragm joint, so he moves that far forward. That's really good. And then it moves that far back. You got a waist swivel and it pivots really nice and it rocks around. It's got the drop down thighs, so it shifts down and back up. His legs move that far apart, which is a full split. That's awesome. His legs kick up that far, so that's pretty good, and it kicks that far back. You can rock the legs around. They got thigh swivel and double jointed knees. Sadly, don't heel to the butt. Came very close, but if you shift it this way, then he has heel to the opposite butt cheek, and this works for me. He has a very high cast swivel that's up to the knee. His ankles move up that far, down that low, and then he has the all-around ankle rockers. Now for some comparisons, here is the Cobra Viper next to Firefly. Here's the Cobra Viper next to Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Here's Scarlet and Duke next to the Viper. Here's the Cobra Viper next to the Hasbro post-exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander and the regular release one. I like how he looks next to the regular version, but I'm liking the Regal one a lot more now. Anyways, can't wait to get a Serpentor to lead my Vipers. And lastly, here is the Cobra Viper next to the other 2 army builders we have in this line, the Cobra Red Ninja and Cobra Officer. Which one is your favorite army builder out of these? Alright, and now to wrap things up without wasting any time, my final rating is a 10 out of 10. Total awesomeness. The third army builder in the classified series line proves to be another strong offering. By offering, I mean figure and not its solicitation. Unfortunately, its solicitation is another Target exclusive. It's too damn early in this line for far too many exclusive, and that's what's hurting the collector base. Can you believe this line is not even a year old, and out of all the 23 figures that have been revealed, 11 of them are exclusives? That's basically half the freaking line. And if you want to take out the ones that haven't been released yet, like Zartan, Flint, and Lady J, then it's more than half the line, and that's ludicrously outrageous. Hate to say it, but my dream line has become a nightmare at this point. I'll still be vocal about this until the Hasbro G.I. Joe marketing team gets some sense knocked into them to finally get this line managed properly. Going back to the figure though, it is such a fun figure with solid articulation, weapons, and wearables that you can play around with to alter so many looks. The sculpt and design is amazing. Love how it's a mix of classic and IDW inspired while Hasbro puts their own spin on it at the same time. Hope these get a regular release as it deserves more exposure to the collector audience of not just G.I. Joe fans but general fans who just love to collect good action figures to truly appreciate how great this figure is in hand. Definitely the best one out of all the army builders in this line. So now I kick it back to you all. What are your thoughts on the Cobra Vipers from either watching my video or if you have it or don't have it? What are some army builders you want next? For me, I'd love to see the Night Creepers. I've always loved their look and thought they were so badass. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. That was my review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.